Have you ever wondered why, as we age, our energy seems to fade faster than before? Why do we feel stiffer, less flexible, or not as strong as we used to? And more importantly, why does it feel like our vitality is slipping away, even though we might be doing everything right? Welcome to Stillness Unfolded. In today's video, we're going to uncover some powerful rituals inspired by Buddhist wisdom that can help you regain your energy, find peace, and embrace the changes that come with age. Together, we'll explore simple yet profound practices that can make a world of difference in how you start your day and navigate through life. Stick with me throughout this video, as we dive into 6 mindful rituals that can help you reclaim your vitality and strengthen your connection with yourself. Trust me, you won't want to miss this, so grab a seat, and let's begin. And before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps the channel grow, and I truly appreciate your support in helping us create more content like this for everyone. Ritual 1. Morning Meditation, a gift to yourself. The first step to waking up with energy isn't always about jumping out of bed and immediately rushing into the day's activities. Often, it's the act of stillness that holds the key. As we age, it's common to notice how our bodies and minds feel differently when we wake up. What once felt effortless now requires a bit more attention. The rush of tasks, responsibilities, and worries floods in almost immediately, leaving us feeling overwhelmed before we've even started the day. However, what if we could choose a different path right from the moment we open our eyes? This is where the practice of meditation comes into play. In Buddhism, meditation is not about achieving a perfect state of mind or erasing all thoughts. Instead, it is about embracing the present moment fully, without judgment. It is an invitation to simply be with yourself, exactly as you are. The beauty of this practice lies in its simplicity. You don't need to try to clear your mind or force a state of calm. Meditation is about allowing your thoughts to come and go freely, without becoming attached to them or reacting to them. It's about breathing, centering yourself, and finding peace in the moment. Take a moment and imagine this: you wake up, and instead of immediately feeling the weight of the day's demands, you allow yourself a few minutes of peace. In that stillness, you close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let go of the mental clutter. This pause doesn't need to be long. A mere 5 minutes of mindful breathing can significantly shift your perspective. By focusing on the breath, you anchor yourself in the now, leaving behind the rush and uncertainty of the day ahead. In my own experience, starting the day with meditation has become a profound gift I give to myself. It's not just about sitting still, it's about reclaiming a sense of calm amidst the inevitable chaos of life. By taking this time, I center myself before I begin to navigate the tasks that are waiting for me. I've found that meditation helps me respond to challenges with clarity, instead of reacting impulsively. It's in those moments of mindfulness that I feel a subtle shift in my energy. The act of breathing deeply, in and out, reminds me that I don't have to do everything at once. I can start with a clear mind, grounded in the present, rather than feeling overwhelmed by all the things waiting for my attention. Even if you're new to meditation, the key is to start small. You don't need to know how to quiet every thought or sit in a lotus position. Simply find a quiet space, sit comfortably, and focus on your breath. Let your thoughts come and go without judgment. Each time you gently guide your focus back to your breath, you are practicing mindfulness. Over time, this practice will grow, and you will notice that your mind becomes less chaotic and more peaceful, ready to face the day ahead with a calm heart and a focused mind. So, as you begin each morning, consider taking this small, but powerful, step. A few minutes of meditation can help you feel more present, more centered, and more connected to yourself. It's a practice that not only energizes the body but also nurtures the soul. Ritual 2. Gentle yoga or stretching. Listen to your body. As we grow older, our bodies inevitably change. We may notice that certain movements become more difficult, and flexibility and strength are not as easy to maintain as they once were. This can lead to frustration, as we may long for the ease of movement we had in our younger years. However, the Buddha's teachings offer a different perspective. He encourages us to view our bodies not as something to fix or perfect, but as a sacred vessel that carries us through this life. Our bodies, like all things, are impermanent, and learning to treat them with respect is key to cultivating balance. The practice of gentle yoga or stretching is a beautiful way to reconnect with our bodies, not to fix them, but to honor them in their current state. The Buddha teaches us the middle path, avoiding extremes and instead finding balance in every aspect of life. In terms of movement, this means we don't need to push ourselves too hard, nor should we withdraw completely. Rather, we find harmony by listening to our bodies and moving with intention. When you engage in yoga or stretching, the goal is not perfection. It's about mindfulness, paying attention to how your body feels and responding to it with care. You don't need to strive for flexibility or strength. Instead, focus on gentle movements that allow your body to open up, releasing tension without forcing anything. A simple routine of stretching or basic yoga poses can work wonders to relieve stiffness and improve flexibility, especially if done regularly and with attention to your body's limits. I once knew a woman who had spent much of her youth as a dancer. She moved with grace and ease, and her body was strong and flexible. But as the years passed, she found herself feeling stiffer and more restricted in her movements. Instead of resigning herself to this new reality, she chose to meet it with compassion and curiosity. She began a routine of slow, gentle yoga each morning, not in an effort to recapture her previous flexibility but to honor her body and support it in its present state. As she practiced, she wasn't focused on achieving any particular pose or pushing herself to the limit. Instead, she was deeply aware of each movement, paying attention to the sensations in her muscles and joints as she stretched. With time, she noticed her body becoming less tense and more fluid. Her aches and pains began to lessen, and she felt a greater sense of connection to her body. Yoga, for her, became a practice of mindfulness, where every stretch was an opportunity to listen to what her body needed that day. The essence of this practice lies in moving with intention and gentleness. As we age, we can sometimes feel disconnected from our bodies, but gentle yoga offers us a chance to bridge that gap. By cultivating awareness in each movement, we create a deeper understanding of our body's needs. This isn't about achieving a certain level of flexibility or strength, it's about honoring the body as it is right now, with all its wisdom and limitations. So, instead of viewing your body with frustration or disappointment, embrace the practice of gentle yoga or stretching. Move slowly, with intention, and listen closely to your body. As you do, you may find that not only does your body become more flexible, but your connection to it also grows stronger. This practice of mindfulness through movement will nourish you in ways that go far beyond the physical. It will foster a deeper appreciation and respect for the body that carries you through each day. Ritual 3. Gratitude, the power of reflection. Gratitude in Buddhism is not merely a passing feeling, it is a transformative practice that has the potential to reshape our perception of life itself. The Buddha teaches us that cultivating a heart of thankfulness is essential, not just for the major blessings but for the smaller, quieter moments that often go unnoticed. This practice encourages us to recognize and honor the abundance present in our lives, no matter how subtle it may seem. Starting your day with gratitude can be one of the most powerful ways to shift your mindset. It doesn't require a grand ritual or a long meditation. Instead, it begins with a simple act of reflection, a moment to pause and acknowledge the good things around you. This shift in focus from scarcity to abundance is profound. Instead of starting the day with a mental list of what's missing or what needs to be done, gratitude invites you to recognize what is already here, already good. It's about opening your heart to the gifts that exist, both big and small. In my own life, I've discovered that when I begin my mornings with gratitude, it sets the tone for everything that follows. I make it a habit to pause before I even get out of bed and reflect on 3 things I'm thankful for. It could be something as simple as the warmth of my blanket, the gentle sound of birds outside my window, or the smile of a loved one. When I do this, I feel an immediate shift in my energy. Instead of feeling rushed or overwhelmed by the day's demands, I feel more connected to the present moment, more open to whatever the day may bring. One of the most beautiful aspects of practicing gratitude is that it creates a ripple effect. As you carry that sense of thankfulness into your day, you start to notice the smaller moments that often pass by unnoticed. A simple walk outside may become an opportunity to appreciate the beauty of nature, the way the sunlight filters through the leaves, or the smell of fresh air. A conversation with a friend may be more meaningful, as you savor the connection rather than rushing through it. This mindful awareness transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences, deepening your connection to life itself. Gratitude, as a practice, has the power to shift your entire outlook on life. When we are grateful, we recognize that we are not lacking anything, that what we have right now is enough. This awareness fosters a sense of contentment and peace. It frees us from the constant pursuit of more and allows us to live more fully in the present moment. The beauty of gratitude is that it can be practiced at any time, but beginning your day with it sets a powerful foundation. By taking just a few minutes each morning to reflect on what you're thankful for, you create a mindset of abundance, connection, and joy. It's a small practice, but its impact can be profound, shaping your interactions, your thoughts, and your entire experience of the day. Gratitude doesn't just change your day, it can change the way you experience life itself. Ritual 4. Non-attachment, letting go of expectations. One of the most liberating teachings of Buddhism is the practice of non-attachment. As we grow older, we often carry with us a set of expectations about how we should feel, look, or experience each day. These expectations can be subtle but powerful. They shape our perceptions and set the standards we think we must meet. For example, we may expect to wake up feeling energized, to look youthful, or to tackle our day without any hurdles. But when things don't unfold as we imagined, frustration and disappointment often follow. The teachings of non-attachment offer a different approach, one that can bring immense peace and freedom, especially as we age. Non-attachment, as the Buddha teaches, doesn't mean disengaging from life or caring less about the outcomes of our actions. It's not about becoming indifferent or passive. Instead, it's about releasing the need to control every single aspect of life and learning to accept the inherent uncertainty and impermanence of the world around us. It's about allowing each moment to be what it is, without clinging to specific outcomes or rigid expectations. Non-attachment invites us to approach life with openness, acceptance, and peace. In my own life, I have found that letting go of rigid expectations has been incredibly freeing. There were times when I would wake up feeling stiff or tired, and instead of immediately feeling disappointed or frustrated with myself, I chose to accept the moment as it was. Instead of demanding energy or productivity from myself, I learned to adjust my plans without resistance, accepting that some days would be slower than others. This shift in mindset, accepting what is rather than fighting against it, has brought a quiet peace into my life. Rather than feeling like I have to keep up with some idealized version of how the day should unfold, I now approach the morning with a sense of ease and acceptance. If I don't have the energy I hoped for, or if something unexpected comes up, I adjust my expectations accordingly. For example, if I had planned to go for a walk but my body feels too tired, I don't judge myself harshly. Instead, I honor my body's needs and focus on what I can do. This practice of non-attachment has taught me that things don't always need to go according to plan to be valuable or fulfilling. Sometimes, the unplanned moments, those where we are forced to adapt, lead to the most growth. Non-attachment also helps to free us from the cycle of comparison and judgment. When we let go of expectations, we stop comparing ourselves to some ideal image of what we should be. In doing so, we can appreciate the beauty and value of the present moment, as it is, without needing to change it or control it. This doesn't mean we don't care about our health or well-being. Rather, we care without attachment to specific outcomes or results. Incorporating this practice of non-attachment into our daily routine is deeply transformative. When we approach each day with openness, it allows us to face life's challenges with grace and flexibility, knowing that, while we may not be able to control every outcome, we have the power to choose how we respond to them. Ritual 5. Mindful eating, the simple act of nourishment. Mindful eating is one of the most profound practices in Buddhism. It goes beyond simply consuming food. It's about being fully present in the act of nourishment. Often, in our fast-paced lives, we eat on autopilot, rushing through meals, distracted by our phones, work, or thoughts about the next task. We're physically eating, but our minds are elsewhere, missing the opportunity to truly appreciate the food in front of us. This is where mindful eating offers a valuable practice to help us reconnect with the nourishment we receive and bring us back to the present moment. Mindful eating involves slowing down and engaging with each bite, savoring the flavors, textures, and even the warmth of the food. It's about noticing how the food feels in your mouth, how it tastes, and how it nourishes not just your body but also your mind. In Buddhism, eating mindfully is considered a form of mindfulness practice, where you use the simple act of eating as a way to cultivate awareness and appreciation for the present. Personally, I've found that when I eat mindfully, I feel more connected to my body and more grateful for the food I'm nourishing myself with. It's easy to overlook the power of food, but when I slow down, I begin to notice the richness of each meal. I can appreciate the textures, the flavors, and even the energy the food brings. This practice of slowing down helps me connect not just with the food but also with the process of nourishing myself. It's a moment to pause, take a deep breath, and simply be in the moment, appreciating the gift of sustenance. Eating mindfully doesn't just benefit our minds, it also supports our physical health. By paying attention to how our body responds to the food, we become more attuned to our hunger and satiety signals. We begin to notice how certain foods make us feel, whether they leave us energized or sluggish. This awareness can encourage healthier food choices, as we become more conscious of what our body truly needs. Mindful eating helps us honor our body's natural rhythms, allowing us to eat in a way that nurtures and nourishes rather than rushing through meals without paying attention. But mindful eating is not just about food, it's a practice for our mind as well. It teaches us to be present, to appreciate the simplicity of the moment, and to foster peace and contentment. When we eat mindfully, we let go of distractions, allowing us to be fully present with the food and the act of eating. We also develop a deeper sense of gratitude, not just for the food but for the entire process, from the farmers who grew the food to the hands that prepared it. This practice invites us to honor our food as a sacred act of nourishment. Incorporating mindful eating into our daily routine can be a transformative experience. It's a simple yet powerful way to cultivate mindfulness and bring more presence into our lives. Whether it's a meal with family or a solo snack, eating mindfully invites us to slow down, savor the moment, and appreciate the nourishment that sustains us. Ritual 6. Compassionate affirmations. Nurturing yourself with kindness. The final ritual of the morning is perhaps one of the most powerful and transformative: self-compassion. As we grow older, it's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism. We often become more aware of our physical limitations, the changes in our appearance, or the things we can no longer do with the same ease. This self-judgment can become a constant companion, undermining our confidence and happiness. However, the Buddha's teachings remind us that compassion should not only be extended to others but to ourselves as well. We must learn to be gentle with ourselves, especially during times of change. Starting your day with compassionate affirmations, gentle words of kindness to yourself, can profoundly shift how you view yourself and your aging process. Instead of focusing on what you may have lost or what you feel you no longer have, compassionate affirmations encourage you to meet those changes with love and acceptance. It's about shifting your perspective from self-criticism to self-compassion. In my own life, I've found that positive affirmations have had a transformative effect on my sense of self-worth. Saying things like "I am enough" or "I am worthy of love and care" every morning has helped me heal the inner critic that once echoed in my mind. These simple words replace self-doubt with a nurturing mindset. They remind me that my worth is not defined by my abilities, appearance, or the pace at which I live, but by my inherent value as a person. I've realized that as I age, I need to be kinder to myself, to honor the journey I've walked, rather than lamenting what I might have lost. Self-compassion isn't about ignoring the realities of aging or pretending everything is perfect. Rather, it's about accepting those changes and offering yourself the same kindness you would offer to a loved one facing the same challenges. Aging is not something to fear, it is simply another phase of life, one that carries its own wisdom, growth, and potential for peace. When I first began practicing self-compassion through affirmations, I was amazed at how much it softened the critical voice in my mind. Instead of waking up with a sense of dread or frustration about the changes I was facing, I began to wake up with a sense of gratitude for the life I've lived and a deep sense of worth that wasn't tied to external achievements or physical appearance. Affirmations, spoken with sincerity and kindness, have the ability to replace feelings of inadequacy with feelings of acceptance and love. I encourage everyone, especially as we age, to incorporate self-compassion into their daily routine. Whether you start your day by looking in the mirror and saying, "I am worthy of love and care," or "I am enough just as I am," these words can help shift your mindset for the rest of the day. You deserve your own kindness and love as much as anyone else does. And by practicing self-compassion, you open the door to greater peace and acceptance, allowing you to face the challenges of aging with grace and resilience. These 6 rituals: meditation, stretching, gratitude, non-attachment, mindful eating, and self-compassion are rooted in the timeless wisdom of Buddhism. They don't require drastic changes but rather small, consistent practices that help you approach each day with intention, peace, and energy. By embracing these rituals, you begin to move through life's inevitable changes with a greater sense of grace, transforming the aging process into an opportunity for spiritual development and growth. As you've seen, these 6 Buddhist-inspired rituals are not just simple habits, they can transform the way you feel and approach your day. By integrating them into your routine, you can start each day with renewed energy, a peaceful mind, and a deep sense of connection with yourself. This video is packed with valuable insights, so be sure to watch until the end to fully absorb all the tips and start applying them to your own life. If you found this content helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support means the world, and it helps us bring more high-quality videos to you. Thank you for being part of Stillness Unfolded. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.